Hi, in this video, we'll show you how to make a Jamboard from scratch or how to use your slides that you already have to turn them into a Jamboard. So here we go. Here we have a selection of ones that have already been made. So we're going to go down to the corner and we're going to click on the orange dot to create a new Jamboard. All right, just a quick tour. If you want to clear your frame, you're going to click here. If you want one of their supplied backgrounds, not very many, there is a white background, dotted background, paper like ruled paper, squared paper, gray graph paper, blue, and black, if you want it to look like a chalkboard. So here you can change the size and zoom in. This option right here is a pen option, but if you don't have a stylus, you'll find yourself having to write with your cursor and it can look pretty messy. Below that, there's the eraser, your select tool, sticky note option, which is really great, adding images, shapes, and if you press the little arrow, you'll have a choice of them, text box, and your laser pointer. So what we're going to look at first is how we can create a background from nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and we're going to do a Google search. And we are going to do field background. And pick a nice one that doesn't have any writing or anything in it. We will pick don't know why I'm taking so long. There we go. And we'll pick that one. So we're going to select. Now it won't be the right size for our frame. So what we're going to do when it loads, sorry this is taking so long. I'm going to move it while it's loading. I'm going to move it up to the left-hand corner. You're going to grab it by the right lower corner, and then you are going to make it the full space that you want to work with. Now from here, you can start adding other things to it. You can search, like I said. You can search from a Google search. You can upload from your computer by selecting a file. You can use your Google Drive or photos. So if you want to actually use pictures from a Google slide that you already have when you're creating these, I have found the best thing to do is you are going to open up a Google slide, and I will open up my Fall Fun slide. Google does not play nicely with a lot of other things that we're going to use. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually change this over real quick. We're going to download it as a PowerPoint. The reason is it's easier to save to your computer that way. If you know another way, please feel free to share. All right, so I'm going to open it up as a PowerPoint. It will look exactly the same. It will just be in a PowerPoint form. Okay, and I'm going to enable editing. So now this gives me access to all the exact same slides, exactly the way they were. And I'm going to go in and I want to remake, let's say I'm going to do this. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to save her as a picture. So I'm going to put save as a picture, and I find when I go into my clip art, this is just a me thing, doesn't have to be a you thing. I will create a new folder and I will call it Fall Fun, and that way all of my clip art from whatever I'm working on will be in the same place. And I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to put girl pumpkin. And I'm going to save. And then I'm going to do the same with the other things that I have. Again, I'm just going to save as picture, pumpkin, save. These are all actually the same pumpkin. I just resized them, so you'll be fine. This one, I want to make sure that I have the basket. I am hoping someday Jamboard decides to play nice and just lets us use slides as they are, but right now you can just use your slides as all of the resources you need to create a Jamboard. Okay, so I have all of these things, so I am able to use them to recreate all of this. And what I'm doing right now, if I take everything off, because I have these saved in Google, so the PowerPoint ones I can do whatever I want with. I can always save it again. All right, so this is a background. So I'm going to, if I want this exactly the way it is, I am actually going to go in and I am going to save this as a JPEG. And I'm going to save. So I want just this one side to become a picture. And after I save this as a picture, when I go back in to my Jamboard, let's say I want to use that one instead, I'm going to go to my downloads and I am going to, actually I'll go to quick access, and you'll see I have all of my graphics here. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to, this is sort of more of a field, but I'm going to recreate this here. Although I can actually use that. I will change that for you. Okay. So I'm going to go into, it should be saved as a picture. I need the background. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to open it. And I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to use this one so it's exactly the same. That way you can see. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back and I'm going to add my images, and they are all going to be under quick access because I just did them. I just saved them. Oh, and there. Okay, open. You can make changes now if you want also. If you want to change it up a little from your original, you can. My girl pumpkin. And my pumpkin, I'm going to move that in from my search, and I'll move it right in here, and then I can resize it. I can copy it, duplicate it, and use it different ways. So I'm going to duplicate again and make it a little smaller because I'm going to want different options on the size. Now, if I have this here and I want to send it to the back, here's where you have a chance you can duplicate it or you can send it to the back. Um, you know, I'm going to want it in the front because then I'm going to need to do this. Order, sorry. Oh, there it is, sorry. Send to the back. That way it's only behind the things that are here. If you actually stop when you have your background and go to these three dots and save the frame as an image, when you bring that, you can bring that in as a picture, and then that image, nothing can go behind it. If you're just using it as a picture that you reframe to be the right size, that's when you'll have to do things where you'll have to change the order, and then you'll have to send this to the back again to make sure everything's in front of it. Okay, so now I'm going to add my text box back in, and it is going to say, I put pumpkins in the basket. And I'm actually going to want it to. And with these, you make the writing bigger by making, there you go. You make the writing bigger by making the frame bigger. So now we can, sorry, make another for our tiny pumpkins because we needed tiny pumpkins too. And I will duplicate my tiny pumpkins, placing them all over. Rearrange things as you like. And there we go. I've recreated my slide in Jamboard, and it shouldn't take too long because generally, especially if there's slides that have something in common, you really are using the same clip art over and over again. You're just using it for different purpose and recreating it in a different way. And now when I share this with somebody, I will be able to say, you know, oopsie, I'm in the wrong spot. Sorry about that. I will be able to say put, and I'll probably want to draw. I'll use a stylus though next time. Put 6, looks better with the stylus, pumpkins in the basket. And then I can give an example of how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pumpkins in the basket. And then I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can have them do it. And I will erase. It won't erase your actual writing. So, and also you can make this, when you have your stylus, you can make it bigger. You know, it has a marker, it has a brush, it has a pen. So if you use the marker, you know, it'll be a bigger, again, I'm not writing with my stylus right now, so please forgive the terrible writing. But you can make it the size that you want. And then just erase. Okay, and then, so I have this exactly the way I want it. If I want to make a second page, the really great thing and what you want to do ahead of time when you're doing this, and um, when you just have everything, your base, like you have your background and you maybe have the girl and then you have the bucket if you want the bucket, then what you're going to do is, and I will actually go back so I can get rid of my pumpkins. Well, actually, you know what? Okay, so what you can do is you can actually um, make a copy of this and then create your next Jamboard from that. Or you can go into the next frame. And again, Jamboard, another thing with Jamboard not playing so nicely is you will have to rebuild it from this one too. So even if your next page looks exactly like your first page, for some reason, and maybe just because it's new, they don't have the duplicate feature yet. And I'm hoping it comes someday. But for right now, it does not. But then when you're done with it, you can download it as a PDF. You can, make a copy of it. And if you make a copy of it to share with your parents, or if you share this way, just make sure that when you share, you will type in their name, or actually, sometimes better, get the link. And then when you put that link up in the top, what you want to do is get rid of the last piece back to the very last backslash, and you'll probably see the word edit. And you want to change that word to copy. And the reason you want to change that word to copy is you do not want people getting, writing on your original. So let's say I copy the link, and then I am going to go into, I'm just going to show you on a Word document because I don't want to actually open up my mail. So I'm going to open up this link. And so right here where it says edit, I'm going to get rid of all of that, and I am going to put share. This is the link that I want to send to people. It will force them, I will put that link. I'm going to copy that link, and I will put it in a new window, and you will see I'm not sure why it's not opening. Okay. But when you put it in, it will send it to them, it will share it with them, but it will make them make a copy so that they're not able to write on your original. And the other thing we didn't talk about is when you want your family members or your students, you're going to share the link with them, and then um, you are going to want them as an editor while you're working together. But there are temporary editors so that it'll only last for 30 days. Or another thing you can do if you just, don't want them to be working on your original, you might want to make a copy first and then work in your classroom from your copy, and then also make your students an editor. And then when you're done sharing it, you're going to want to change them back to a viewer and then send them a share copy so that, again, they won't be writing on your original. So that is how you make a Jamboard from scratch. I hope it was helpful, or make a Jamboard from slides, and I will see you in a later video. Thanks a lot.